Gentlemen, today is a momentous day. We have been blessed by the mighty from Salter gods with more Armor Core 6 Fires Rubicon info. And it's gonna be fucking awesome! Let's watch it.
You again.
Ooh.
I'm not exactly craving company here.
Oh, that reminds me of... Oh.
Hounds now entering combat zone.
How?
Initiating phase 2.
Okay.
So what happened to 617 in
Is that
the
blood on the
others?
floor?
Fill me in, Admiral Walter.
What?
Well, at least you're helping me clear my inventory.
Oh my god, is that a human plus? Shh.
619, vital signs lost.
Damn, that mono eye.
Recalculating approach vector.
She.
This one is functional, but don't expect much more.
I'm not here to talk. Wake it up.
God, it's plastic wrap? Oh my god. Oh shit! Heart destruction. Damn. Going for the throat.
Updating target parameters. Phase 3, pattern E.
Wow. Holy shit. I've seen a lot of mono eye designs before in Armor Core, but that one's really cool.
617 down.
Ugh. It looks like a plug from the Matrix, but with more needles.
Reporting to Handler Walter. Mission complete.
Oh shit.
621. I'll give you a reason to exist.
Okay. Interesting.
Let's get to work.
Wow. Oh, it's gaming. No. We're gaming, boys. Oh, fuck. No. Okay. No. Oh, God. They made it look like Human Plus. It had to have been a Human Plus. We've always been, like, wondering what it takes to be a Human Plus, and we've always seen, like, vague things where it's, like, under a light and you're being carted off. But, like, never. And when I saw this head scene, it was like, oh my god, Armor Core 2. It's when they're assembling the Zeo Matrix AC guard mech at the hidden AC factory with that little cutscene. And I was like, oh my god, there's the head. They're putting on the head. We got the head here hanging with its wires.
Here.
So that looks like the head.
Hounds now entering combat zone.
And he calls them hounds. Like, are they literally dogs? Because it looks like this has to be the standard armor they all have, or that's not the standard head. Like the weapons are the only thing that's different.
So what happened
there's all this blood, and there's a 617 question. So it must be like a really bloody process to like become human plus in this universe. In all the other Armor Cores, it was like we replaced whole organs and like made you more cyborg, more machine than man. This one's like, look at all the tubing. It's like Matrix level dark. Like, and I kind of feel like Altered Carbon a bit, with this dark dystopian sci-fi.
Seven in the others.
And I think it's probably because of the blood on the floor that really sells it for me, and the saran wrap.
Fill me in, Admiral Walter.
But look at that. That's clearly saran wrap. That's clearly a person's head. And you see those little nodules of like metal in the skull. Like, is it this cord that's plugged into the head there? That's clearly a socket that cord's in. Okay. This is some Matrix level manufacturing, and it's in saran wrap. Like, it's like some dark hospital factory for Human Plus. This guy's talking about his inventory.
Make sure you're helping me clear my inventory.
Gruesome, but like,
My inventory.
yeah, that rebreather there, that thing there, actually produced something. And I believe that's condensation, alright? Now, the only times a human breath creates any condensation is when it's really cold climate. So this is almost like a living morgue of a factory for this guy, whoever makes it for the handler. Which just makes me have so many questions, like, how does a Raven fall into this? And how does a person get forced into Human Plus program? And I have to think, it has to be debt. Like, someone buys you buys your debt and owns you in a slave caste system. And it's always been loosely implied in previous Armor Cores that, like, when you became a Human Plus, you were a sort of, the company's property. Eventually, the company would either repo you or they would use you as some attack dog until you went crazy, in which they'll put you down with an actual Raven. But, like, man, this is like they're coming at all the elements from the previous Armor Cores, and they're giving them more depth and flavor. They're giving a new spin, and like I mean, like, this is something I just see happening in real life now, because this is just hyper realistic. It invokes the feelings I have from the Matrix, and the Matrix. God, the Matrix is a good movie. And the fact that they show that parts can break, like actually, like Armor Core had part destruction as a concept in Armor Core 3. And it's when a certain part of the AC took too much damage and it would break, and I think the last time it was implemented was like Last Raven. If they actually do bring this back, that'd be cool, but this could be just a trailer thing, you know. But it's neat to see. They are really acknowledging some of the best elements from the best Armor Cores. I'm sure there'll be a few haters for me saying that. Be like, all right, what do you consider the best Armor Core? I'm like, they all have elements that are good, except Ninebreaker. Ninebreaker can go to hell. Okay, that's the only one I will never acknowledge as a good Armor Core. Oh man, I love that top-down menu.
This one.
Look at that saran wrap. Altered Carbon. People were like, the bodies, the sleeves, were always wrapped up in plastic bags or like treated as dead bodies. Like, even though this character is essentially a human plus been modified, he's got the surgical lamps over him or her. I mean, really, when you become a human plus, you sort of boobs go away, whether you're a guy or a girl. That's where they add machinery, man. Chest cavity is the largest space to add machines. Rip chest cavity. That's a little side note. Oh, it's too much. I know too much science fiction to know where people would most likely put shit. This has to be the guy who manages this facility. And look at him. He's like in a perka. or a burqa, whatever. It's a fuzzy, warm coat. This has to be like a freezer level environment. Like, it's like how do you keep someone alive? There's like blood on the floor and there's rust clearly, in like freaking saran wrap. Like insulation, like altered carbon. Like it was like you were in living bags and there was like a liquid state you're in. Like you'd have to be like pumped with like a warming fluid. But like what I see here is just this really goes into the darkness of human plus. Like the actual stripping of an identity, your voice, who you are, what you were. You are just a blank slate, a created attack dog.
Is functional, but don't expect much more.
I'm not here to talk. We can.
And the handler seems to be a guy with a cane. I really like the fact that they have his shadow. When I think of Cactus and Armor Core with a shadow, I think of Armor Core 4, okay? Not 4 Answer 4. Because it had this old man talking about the sins. He's essentially like the mayor of Anatolia, I think. Well, that's what I got the vibe of. And he would talk about how the daughter of this famous scientist who helped develop the next program, he used her and the test pilot Raven to promote Anatolia as a next craft research institute that was like separate from Omer and Akavit and like was like a leader by utilizing this Raven who was like a leftover of the original development of the Alea project. And it doesn't remember. It's so cool because like, what if Handler Water is like that sad old man who regrets what he did, or like he'll have like like little chapter bits where he talks about the events and how he lost control or how if he freed him. Like I really want to know like does the handler free his slave, okay, or does the slave break loose? Does the handler kill the slave? Because we are definitely not free, okay? We are a human plus. There's an old man with a cane. Maybe he's not an old man. He's clearly a debilitated man. He's very sour. He already loses like 4 guys and treats it like nothing. Goes back to the meat locker because this might as well be a meat locker. Living and dealing and trading in humans. Oh, that's so crisp. Avenge me, brother. God. Ooh. Oh man. That desperate push. Then the operator theater goes away. Like seriously, that looks like a spinal plug from like the Matrix. Like that looks so much like it, but it's got the wires and got like this needle that has to be circulating blood. But all the things there, it's like they're fiber optic cables with like no connector. So like I don't know if like fiber optics can like connect to a socket. Like those are clearly fiber optic wires. It's so cool. And I just love the gritty, dirty metal.
Reporting to Handler Walter. Mission complete.
Oh man, reporting to him. It's grim and dark.
2-1. I'll give you a reason to exist. Let's get to work.
The one thing that's really bizarre is that cord is actually hooked up to the AC, and yet the personnel well.
I'll give
It,
you a reason
it's almost like we're tied to the machine. Like in this case, instead of being like an actual physical pilot who could like plug in and walk around out of it, like the machine is our prison and our coffin. I have never seen an AC pull that off like as that, you know. Like in Armored Core 5, they were literally treated as mobile tanks where the head was like the lid to the tank, you know, the actual door hatch, and you would like slide right into it. And in all the other armor cores, it was like a section in the back would eject, and there would be the cockpit. It's just so wild because I really want to know what it is. And look at that. That has to be a warning label thing, you know, like detail. And we got like this scraped off, rusted kind of like number tag, like manufacturer label. So this has to have been pretty like this whole thing here. Our AC that we were tied to has to be like sitting around on the storage racks for a while. Oh my god, this is so cool!
Let's get to work.
Oh, that mono eye. Oh, it gets me. Oh, God, that music. It really, it's so cyberpunk, and yet it's so mechanical and dark and dystopian. It just, oh man, it's the good shit. Okay, that's the good shit. That's the stuff. That's the stuff I look forward to, man. Oh man, and we're almost at August 25th, man. It's only July right now, July 20th. And I gotta say, waking up and like just seeing this like actually pop up, like it's like it was like an hour out, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta make a video on this. Oh, I am so glad to watch this, but it's so cool. So we're finally getting some good news, and they're this far in development, where they got the story looking like that. Oh, oh yeah, it's a mix between Armored Core 4 and 2. Has to be, because you know, movie cutscene there. That was like movie quality. Beautiful. And a bit of the other cars. You know what? It's a mix of all the best parts of the Armor Cores. Except Ninebreaker. Ninebreaker can go die. Ah. To Armor Core 6. A journey yet to fulfill. May our wings fly, old and new. And may we stand upon the piles of bodies of those we have crushed. Thank you for watching. This is Silent NK signing off.